Hello, this is your author Mark coming to you with another interesting YouTube discussion. Today's discussion we'll call this news, views, and reviews. Well, in the news today, a couple of days ago, um, they said that I was watching Fox Business Network, by the way, and what they said on there was that United States has gotten back to its basically steel manufacturing capability. Well, I I kind of have a problem with that because you know when our steel manufacturer got moved overseas because of certain things, you know, I'm thinking to myself, how can we uh, how can we go from when it comes to steel manufacturing? I mean, how can we go from zero to basically full capacity? So, as as I see it, there's a problem with it there because now we have to ask ourselves a question: can America get its steel manufacturing back for real? Yes, it can, but it would it would require what we call a Marshall Plan, just like when America entered World War II, that for example that all the manufacture, there was more cars manufactured, more steel manufactured, and all that. So can America go back to being the king of steel manufacturing? Yes, but it would take. But in order for this to happen, what has to happen is we have to have something similar what we had in World War II, which is the Manhattan Project, and that means everybody has to contribute. I mean, and then the other thing, they're saying out there that that our immigration's back to normal and we have no more border crossings, illegal border crossings, and all that. Now, I also disagree with that because now is it do we have more illegal border crossings now than we had under the previous administration? Yes. What happened was President Donald J. Trump was able to actually slow down the illegal migration process. He was able to actually to slow it down to a trickle, not totally eliminate it, but slow it down to a trickle. There is a difference there. Um, the other thing, they what and I don't understand what's going on with this, ladies and gentlemen, is um, that actually they are pushing the cryptocurrency. Now, the question is cryptocurrency, is that going to be the actual reserve currency of America, and is it going to replace the dollar? Now, that is also an interesting question. Now, you know, and in my opinion, the words "Make America Great Again." I mean, they're just becoming a slogan because, from what I see, and for um, uh, for what I can analyze, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, the words "Make America Great Again." They're just words because think about it. Think unfortunately, in my opinion, the American culture and American basically ingenuity and all that has changed, and it has changed big time. So now, is it possible for America to be great again? Yes, but but unfortunately, there are some steps that are going to have to be taken in order to accomplish this, and some people may not like those particular steps that might have to be taken now in order to make America great again. Now, the other thing, what and to be honest with you, what I notice is that even even in the education system, you know, in order to actually in order for I think in order to make America great once again, we will have to reform several things. One of them is the education system. The second thing that we have to uh, reform is the Americans with Disabilities Act and laws that govern people with disabilities. Because look, nowadays with the all the great technology out there, there's in my opinion there's no excuse for people with disabilities, not to work and contribute to a positive manner, make positive contribution in the working environment and and in our society as a whole. Now the thing is, because look, there are some countries in the world who have reformed the disabilities laws, and and actually it works pretty good for them. And one of those countries that did manage to reform their disability laws is basically the country of Israel, and it works great for them. Now, what Israel allowed the people with disabilities to do is basically they allowed them to actually serve in their military. Now, what it comes down to, in my opinion, all those barriers to employment that people are talking about for people with disabilities in America, in my opinion, when it comes to barriers of employment for people with disabilities, is that the other people put barriers in front of them, because I mean, they put barriers to employment. Now, can this be overcome? Yes, it can, because like the country of Israel, it proved that those barriers to this, to people with disabilities being fully employed are just that, and they can be overcome. Now, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you in my next video.